Everybody.
Morning,
Good morning.
Hi, Lil. Give it a few minutes for everybody to get in. Good to see everybody.
Morning, Scott.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Doing good.
Great. Okay. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. Hey, Nadine.
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Blessed and can't complain. I've been waiting for this class.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Great. I hope you have some fun with it. Give it about 30 more seconds and then we'll get started. I just want to make sure everybody gets in. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get it started. There may be a couple of latecomers, but hopefully not too many. Good to see everybody this morning. It's relatively early, so glad to see such a great turnout. There's Carter coming in. So I will go ahead and get us started, and we'll hopefully have plenty of time for questions as well. We've got a good crowd here, so if you can hold questions, I'll stop periodically to answer them. I just want to make sure we get everybody's questions answered. So, okay. I'm also here with my colleague, Max. So if you have any technical issues, you can drop that in the chat and let him know. And he'll be here helping me monitor questions that come in the chat as well. And as I go along, if you have any questions you want to drop in the chat as we go along, that's great. But again, I will be stopping periodically to answer questions. That you can just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so a little bit more about me. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland. That's right outside of Washington, D.C. I am a freelance photographer and writer in addition to being a Get Setup guide. I formerly was a magazine and website editor as part of my job, where I worked in communications for a nonprofit. I really enjoy creating both digital and print media. Photo books is something I really like to teach and also play around with myself. I really enjoy being here at Get Set Up. I enjoy the interactive learning that it fosters, love the community building mission. It's great to see familiar faces and also meet new people in each class. So very happy to see you all. And again, about Get Set Up, we're here to help you learn useful skills so you can go out and do all kinds of great things. We learn from each other. Ideally, we can see everybody on camera. So if you do have your camera off and you're not too shy, we'd love to see you. If you would like a recording of this class, you can do that. You can request it by emailing help@getsetup.io, and we'll get that sent to you. If you're joining us by live stream, welcome. Happy that you're watching. Best way to participate in a class is to register, and then you can interact with the other learners, ask questions directly to the guides, and so forth. So encourage you to do that in the future. And lastly, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific product. So I'll be mentioning a few websites today that offer these photo book services, but they are just informational, not meant to be an advertisement. So what we'll talk about today is the online services that help you create those books. I'll list several of them, and I also will include those in some class notes that you'll be getting after the class. So you'll have those as reference. I'll walk through some real-time examples of creating a book. I'll get started on creating a couple myself just to show you how it's done. And then we'll learn how to share those books both digitally as well as ordering them for print. If there is anything else specifically about photo books you were interested in learning today, go ahead and drop that in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer that while we're moving along today. So there are several services online that allow you to create photo books. The two that I'm going to walk through today are Mixbook and Canva. And there are also other. Chatbooks is a newer one on the block, I believe. Snapfish and Shutterfly, you're probably very familiar with. They've been around for a long time. That's where we send digital photos to get printed. Vistaprint is a site that has been around for a while too. It, I think, originated more focused on small business publishing for people who had a small business or independent business, but they also do consumer products like photo books. And then this last one is Photo Books, which is a mobile only app. You just download it for free, and they allow you to create a photo book directly from your smartphone. It is only available for mobile devices, smartphones, and tablets and things like that. But if you like doing things on your smartphone instead, that's an option for you. And then, of course, you have some of the familiar names, the big box stores, Walmart, Target, Costco, and Sam's Club. If you have memberships there, you can create these. CVS and Walgreens do this. I would imagine Rite Aid too, although I can't confirm that, but I imagine if CVS and Walgreens are doing it, Rite Aid is too. And then Amazon actually does this for you as well. So you can direct or you can print photo books directly from that site. Okay, so let's open up one of these and look at how these are created. So this first one I'm showing you is called Mixbook, sorry. And they, as you can see here, a lot of these sites will do a variety of things. Mixbook, I think their flagship product is the photo book. But they also do cards and calendars, wall art for your home, things like that. But they have a variety of templates. A lot of sites will have templates that you can use. You can also create the book completely from scratch. But here we have all kinds of themes. We've got seasonal, holiday books, family books, things like that, and travel photo books. So I started working on this site a while back. I just signed up for an account, very easy to do that, and it's free. The only time you pay is when you actually order a print book. But if I go here to my projects, it's going to show me anything I'm working on. And right now I've sort of deleted all the projects I was working on. I mainly do these for demos right now. But if I want to start a photo book, let's say that we are going to start a travel photo book. And there are several templates down here. Here's an example. If you've taken a trip to Europe, you've already got a template set up for you that you can use. I think this may go all over Europe. So if you were just in one country in Europe, it may not be as easy to use. If you have been to, say, a national park, I think here's one for Yosemite. Maybe you've just gone to the beach or something like that. So lots of options here. I am just going to go for this photo book right here. This is a white minimalist portfolio. And I am going to, once you open this, you'll see this starts at $15.99. A lot of that will depend on how many pages you put into the book. And I'm going to go here and start a book shape. I've got several options here. I can go with just a very square orientation. I can go with something that is much more horizontal, sort of like a landscape orientation, or just your standard book size. That's something that you would put on a shelf easily. I'm going to go for this horizontal orientation, and then I hit start book. And here I've already got some photos uploaded. So I can do that. I can start like that, or if I wanted to upload new photos, I can go here to get my photo book ready to set up, and I would just import the photos that I want to put in here. So here you can just click on this and it opens up your desktop. You can drop in whatever photos you've got ready to go in just by clicking open, and they will come in there. If you've got an entire folder of photos, you can just do that. So one thing I've done in the past is just take a bunch of photos I have on my desktop, put them in a folder, and then I can upload the entire folder myself. You can also add them directly from your phone, or if you have photos in, say, Google Photos or Instagram or Facebook or SmugMug, any of these, you can import them directly into a photo book. This would be nice if, say, you're on a trip and you've been sharing a lot of your photos as you're going on the trip. When you get back, you've got all those taken and you can drop those in. But I've already uploaded some photos, so I'm just going to go here and add my photos. One thing that I've done is I've set up some albums. I've got two here. One of them is from a trip to Iceland that I took, and I'm going to select all of those and drop those in and say add to project. One of the things it will ask you is if you want to autofill your photo book. Now, I've tried to do that before on here, and I do not like the results. It doesn't necessarily fit the right photos in the right layout. It's not quite that intelligent. So I'm going to have to make fixes anyway. So I just go ahead and do it on my own. And I'm going to hit no thanks. And from there, I can start building my book. Now, I did see Carter had a hand raised. I'm going to stop for a minute and see if I can answer his question or anybody else's.
Thank you, Scott.
Sure.
A slide or two ago, you said one of the options was to add photos from Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, is that from photos that you see on Facebook or photos maybe that you have uploaded to Facebook?
Yeah, they would be from your Facebook account. So you'd have to, when you set that up, it would probably ask permission to access your Facebook account, but it would just be your photos from anything that you've uploaded to your Facebook page.
Oh, things that I've uploaded. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So if they're on your Facebook page, they're yours to use.
Okay.
Okay. So now I can start building my book. So maybe I want to start out with, I can just kind of look here. I'm going to drop this. And I see Joyce has a hand raised. Sorry about that, Joyce. I missed you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have photos that early 20th century, late 19th century on up. Would it be financially, how would this be financial for me to do it this way?
If you've got all those photos and you want to put them in a photo book,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at anywhere, depending on the size of the book, the number of pages and things like that. You're probably looking at, you saw that this one starts at $16. It could, escalate depending on how many pages you put in there, but I think it's reasonably priced. And actually, I think Mixbook and Canva are particularly nicely priced. Some of the others like Vistaprint are a little more expensive. I don't know how much difference in quality there are, but I do know that on Mixbook and Canva, I've ordered print products from them before, and I've been really satisfied with them.
Yeah.
But
So
I've also used Shutterfly and been really happy with those too. So
you would, all right. So it's $15 a page, right?
no,
A page.
no, it would not be $15 a page. It would be $15 starting for the book. So that's probably a standard number of pages. And then if you add to that, it would probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they could go up on that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 20 for the next page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Scott,
Yes.
I want to mention I've used Shutterfly, and if you want to do a photo book, these organizations often have sales, and
Yes.
free shipping is not unusual, or 50% off, even 70% off. So you can shop around for a good price.
Yeah. Thank you, Bruce. That is a good point. Yeah. Especially right now with, say, like Mother's Day coming up, and then Father's Day will be coming up. That's a good time to look because they always have specials on things like this. So also at holiday time, say for Christmas, Hanukkah, things like that. Okay, so once I've got my photos all open up here, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this photo in. I just look here and I dropped it into the frame. And I am not going to use this. And I'll just, that's the flexibility I have. You see these little elements there, and I can just delete that out. I'm going to add in some new text. Since this is Iceland, I'm just going to go here and I'm going to create a title. And maybe I'll do all caps here, and I'll just put Iceland. And this was a trip from 2017. And from there, I can go down here. You'll see here on the right, let me enlarge this a little bit. You'll see here on the right that I have an option to go with a different, you need to scroll over this, a different font. Maybe I want to go with something like this or something like this, and I can increase the size. And if I want, I can even create a text block of some sort, which I haven't tried before, but yeah. So I could do something like that and even put a border around that text box. So maybe I'll put a black border. Okay. Okay. So there I go. So now from here, I've got several options. If I don't like this white background, I can change that as well. Maybe I want to go with just a solid color. I can click there and it gives me some options here. Maybe I would want to go with a light gray, but that blends in with my block. So maybe I'll do something like well, yeah, I could pick any solid color here, but you can upload your own background if you have something. You can also go down here and they have different patterns and yeah, just a variety of options here like this. Now, I'm not going to claim to be a great artiste here with this. Just want to show you some options you have here. You can make it like a wood background or something like that. So from here, I am all set to get started filling my book. I've got my cover. And now you'll see here at the side, I have spreads. And as I click through these, you'll see it's got them set up in various ways. These are the number of pages. It defaults to about 25 pages. Now, if I don't feel that I have enough in the way of photos to fill the entire book, I can just take my pointer to the middle here of the spread and I can delete it. If I think I've got more photos than I can fit in 25 pages, I can duplicate the spread and add to it. So if I have, say, 26 pages, I can go in here and I can duplicate it. And then I've got 27 pages if I want. So once I go in, I've got a blank inside cover, but I'll go here and I can start populating the book. And I'm just going to say family adventure. My last name is not Johnson, and this was just one trip. So I'll just change the text a little bit and then I can go back to my photos and drop something else in. One thing you might want to try is clicking on hide used photos. That way you don't have to worry about accidentally putting in a photo more than once. So I can go ahead and drag a photo into here like this. I think it's telling me that maybe there's something maybe I need to reduce the size on that. I'm not sure what this photo may print poorly. So I may need to make it smaller or probably don't have a good resolution on that one. So maybe I don't use that one right here. But if I hit used photos, then I won't see that one again. I'm also not bound by this layout. I can go in here to the side here where it says layout and shows me different themed layouts, but I can also just go up here and go to, say I want a page with 3 frames of some sort. And it's not letting me do that. All right, here, same thing. I can change this to a layout of 3 like this, or take it this way. So I have a lot of control over the layout I want to use, and I can go in here and maybe drop in a picture like this and a picture like that. And here may be a good spot, since it's a smaller, low resolution photo, to drop in that smaller photo. And again, I still have control over the background if I want to do that. Maybe do something like this. And if I want to, well, yeah, then I've got that laid out. All right. One more thing, and then I'll stop for some questions. You also can add stickers to this if you want. So you can go in here and you'll see a bunch of options here. You can scroll through. You can even search for, say, let's say I want to do trees or something like that. And it will show me some options here that I could drop in. Something like that. That would just be sort of decorative on the side. If I wanted something like that, I could move these frames around. So lots of options there. So I know there's some questions. Let me go ahead and stop and answer some of those. So I think I've got some raised hands here. Why don't we start with Nadine?
If I have a big project, I'm looking at all the pictures that I have of my children.
Uh-huh.
Can I continue to add and add and add over, say, like a month, gathering the pictures, getting them downloaded and everything?
Yeah.
And I won't lose it on next book?
No, it will stay there. In fact, you have to deliberately go in. In fact, let me show you how this works. I am going to close out of this. And all right, let me just go back to the home page. Well, it's not letting me. So I'm just going to go back and do this and open it up again. And I will go to my projects and you'll see that this is still there. So I can just get started again. I would have to deliberately go in and delete this project in order to have it disappear. So I can come back to this and you'll see here in the corner, there is a little trash can. If I wanted to just drop this project altogether, I would have to go in there to have this disappear and put it in a trash can. Otherwise, it's just going to stay there. I could come back a month later and this would still be here.
So in other words, I can go ahead and gather all the pictures, put them in an album, and then have that album drop into here. So I've got everything to work with at one time.
Yeah, yeah. And again, if you want to start working on the book and then you get tired, you want to take a break from it, those photos that you've uploaded will stay in there as well. You'll have your own photo bank, so to speak, and you can come back to this whenever you're ready to get started again. And yeah. Okay. I think we had Otelia next.
Oh, no, I don't have a question. I don't know how they get up there.
Oh, okay. All right. No problem. Well, how about Susan then?
Okay, I was just going to ask, is there any, do they have any limit on the size of the photo file that you can upload to any of their pages? If you have a large file.
Yeah, I have never run into any kind of limits on that. In fact, because this is a print product, they're probably gonna, you're probably gonna want to have a fairly large file that you
Right,
drop
okay.
in there, because with print, you want as high resolution as you can get just to
Right.
make sure that it prints really well. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay, and Leola.
Okay, can you bring up the last page you showed with the 3 prints on it?
Okay, let me go to my project and open this up. You're talking about the layout, right?
Right.
Here?
Now,
Uh-huh.
if you wanted to explain that, briefly explain those 3 pictures, what would you do?
So I could add some text in here very easily. If I wanted, so I've got some options here. Say that I just want to add a caption. Maybe I want to identify what these places are. I'm going to just put gobbledygook in here because I can't remember the names of a lot of these places. And keep in mind, this is Iceland. So a lot of them are just a row of consonants, very few vowels in the Icelandic language. But I'm going to add, say, I'll just say waterfall here. And I've got a caption. And I can do that with all of these. So I can do it as a caption. I've had people in this class before talk about how they wanted to kind of create more of a book with a lot of text. So if I wanted to do that, I could say, get rid of this picture and I could add in text instead. And maybe have some kind of narrative that I would put in here. There's no limit on the text. So I could put in a few paragraphs here if I wanted, and just maybe say something about how you have some very unique looking houses in the Icelandic countryside, something like that. So you can get really creative on here if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so let me go to, beg your pardon? Oh, yeah, Joyce?
It's
Yeah.
Joyce again.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I can take pictures on my phone and be able to transfer them to Mixbooks or Shutterfly from my phone.
Yeah. In fact, I'm glad you raised that, Joyce, because I forgot to mention that Mixbook does have a mobile app version. So you could always do this directly from your smartphone. You wouldn't even have to go on your computer. If you're using just photos that are sitting on your smartphone, you can just build the book right from there. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I want to lay out like this for a page, and I can go back in here, just drop a few things in, and maybe something like this, and one more vertical photo, maybe something like that. And I can keep going and going and going. Maybe here I'll put just one big photo of a waterfall. All right, so I've got a few pages that I've built here. Maybe I'll do a double here and go for this. All right. So once I'm done, and I'm not going to fill this whole book because it will bore you to tears, but maybe I'll delete a spread. I've got a few options here. So here's one. Let's say that I went on this trip with some friends and we all want to collaborate on a book together. I can share this. You see up here, it says share. I can either share the project just to show people what it looks like and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Or I can invite them to edit. Either way, I just hit that and I can type in the person's email address and maybe a note saying, hey, you want to drop some pictures into this and then we'll finish our book. Or you can just create a link here. And if there were several people on this trip and you want to really create a collective project, you can just copy this link and go to your Gmail account or whatever email you use, put all the people, all the recipients in the to field, and then drop that link, paste it into your email, send it out, and everybody can start contributing to it. So that's kind of nice. You can end up doing a group project of some sort. Here is where you can just sort of preview the project. And the other thing you can do with share here is to go to invite to order. So if you, for some reason, don't want to order the book yourself, but you want to get it out for other people, say you're making this for somebody else, but they're going to pay for it, you can email them the invite to order, and it's the same process. You just email them their address and they'll get all the order information. And once you're ready to order, you click here. Now you'll see here, I've got a lot of boxes empty, so we'll ignore that. Let's just assume that I have filled this book. All right, now this one is about $52. Now that, for one reason, is that in these dimensions, the 11 by 8, they do not have a soft cover option. You can go though with some soft cover. I've got 25 pages. At some point, there is a minimum, and you can go lower than 25 pages, but I think at some point they sort of say you have to have, say, 17 pages or something like that. But it's fairly flexible here. If I want, you can see here, they've got different finishes for the paper that can get more expensive. I'm just going with their cheapest, which is the semi-gloss. I could reduce the size of this. It would still have that general horizontal layout, but this would drop it to under $40. If I want to make it bigger, I can do that. Then it gets kind of pricey. But let's say we go with this 8 by 6. Once I do that, if I want, I can go with a soft cover version, which costs me only $20 if I'm fine with a soft cover. Or I can go with a hardcover glossy, which takes $5 off of it. And so you've got various pricing options here. Say I just want to get one, I just hit add to cart, and then it walks me through the whole e-commerce process. I type in my shipping address and my billing address, and I'm good to go. And if I just do it standard or even budget, I can get it with a $3 off on the shipping, and I'll get it by the end of the month. Of course, shipping costs about, say if I went with budget, I'd get shipping reduced a little bit, but yeah. So anyway, that is all there is to it. Any more questions? I'm going to take you to another site that I really like too.
I have a question.
Yeah, Leola.
When you share with somebody else, say it's 4 people doing a scrapbook together, and it has to be in a certain order, and everybody's doing pages all over the place.
Yeah.
How do you get it in the order you want?
So let's look at this, and yeah, say it's a little crazy here. You can take this and move it up. And I don't know, I think you can do that with individual pages too. So yeah, you just put your pointer on what you want to move it up here, and you've got all kinds of flexibility to move it around.
But the originator would have to do that.
That I don't know. I don't know if somebody else has access to this project, they may be able to do it themselves too.
Oh, okay.
I've never done a collaborative project, so I don't know that for sure, but that would be worth testing out.
Scott,
Yeah.
if you share a photo book with someone, do they have the option of ordering their own photo book then? They can order it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I saw one more question. Was that Joyce or?
Yes, it's me.
Yeah.
So if I take the pictures, I can set up an album, right? Maybe I would say ancestors in the 19th century, ancestors in the 20th century. Those are different pages that I can have within the album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You bet. You could do that really easily. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And Nadine.
Can you set up one page, one whole page with just writing on it? Like the young lady was saying, ancestors from the 19th century, ancestors from the 20th century. So there's a page between going to
Sure.
the next generation.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I could take everything off of here and just make it completely text. So let's say we do that. Ancestors from the 19th century. And I can from there even, increase the text size or something like that and do it that way. So yeah. That's what's nice about this is there's so much flexibility in your layout. So let me show you Canva. This is a platform that you may have seen advertised on TV. They've started to advertise quite a bit. This is a complete do-it-yourself graphic design platform. And it is free to use. They do have a pro account option where you pay like $13 a month and you have access to a lot of things that they put behind a paywall. Many, many, many of the assets they have on here are free, but you can also add elements if you want. Sometimes you pay like $1 for those. But they've got plenty for free too. So I'm going to go in here and just type in photo book. And I'm going to make an 11:8 with this one. And when I open it up, I've got all kinds of options here, all kinds of templates. So I can go in and I can use their templates, or I can just create completely from scratch. So let's say that we're going to do that. Just we're feeling that ambitious and artistic. Here's my blank canvas, and I can start creating a photo book right here. So in order to get started, I'm going to want to upload my own photos. And if you go here and you click upload, it'll say upload media. And again, you can drop in photos from Facebook or Instagram or a couple of other places where you might have them stored. Or you can go right to your computer where it says device and drop them in that way. And what'll happen is, say I click on that little, I think that's a red panda. Yeah. So I drop that in and it is now in my library and I can use that for whatever project I'm going to use. So let's say I just want to create some kind of family book. And I'm going to start with something on the cover. I can just scroll through my images here. And I don't have them in any, there's not really a way to put them in any specific order, but all of my images are here. So I could open this up and just say, add text. They have a few templates here that you can use, few options, but I am just going to go up here, drop in text, say family. And again, I can go up here and I can come up with any, you'll see here, these crowns, those are available for premium. But you can also buy these as a one-off if you want, when you're building your album. If you really like a certain font that has a gold crown next to it, you can buy it for maybe $1 or something like that. But I'm just going to go with this. It's free. I can also choose my background here. So maybe I'll just go with something like this. And I'm ready to go. And then I just add pages. And I can go back in and just drag and drop. There are also templates you can use in terms of the pages, but if you really want the flexibility, you can just go in here and drop the photos in, move them around, lay them out any way you want, like that.
Okay, okay.
The other thing that's kind of fun is when you go into elements and they have different shapes that you can add in here as decor. So say I just want to add in a heart or something like that. I can just add that in. Another option I have is to go in here where you see frames. And maybe I don't want to have just this plain old square or rectangular frame for these photos. I want to do something kind of artsy or unconventional. So if I go to frames and I hit see all, I can go and just kind of shop through these. And maybe I want to go with a, let's drop this in. So I've got this little frame here. I can then move this picture up into it. And if I click on it twice, I get this these arrows going every direction, and I can move the photo within that frame a little bit. And maybe I want to do the same thing here and drop her in here, and I can move that around and then move that up here.
This sounds like photo PowerPoint.
Yeah, it almost is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the same elements of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. And I can just keep adding pages to this with more photos any way I want, any direction I want to go. I can add in photos like this. I can, well, here's my entire family on one side that I can drop in here. And yes, that's a good question, Leola. You can overlap if you want. You can see I'm doing that right now. If you want, you can even rotate them a little bit like this. And once you're ready to print, it's the same thing. You just hit print and it'll give you a couple of size options. And I've got my choice. Now, one copy, this is kind of nice. Right now, it's probably because I don't have that much in. There is a minimum of 22 pages that you have to fill, but one copy will be in soft cover will be only about 20 bucks. If I go with hardcover, it adds $5 to it. But that, and you've also got an option on a couple of different finishes for your pages, and you're good to go. There are some other options here. You can share this in electronic form. Just type in the email you want to send it to, or copy the link and drop it into an email. You can do it that way, and you can also preview it. And it's being kind of slow here, but eventually I can actually view this on my screen. It seems to be kind of hung up here, and that may be my computer. Yeah. All right. So maybe I'll, yeah, it looks like I'm hung up here. A little bit of a quirk in my computer. But at any rate, that allows you to, maybe if I go in here, it'll let me, if I hit present. There we go. All right. So then you can actually look at your book. Just like that, go page to page, and that is Canva. And again, too, you can add text in here too. If I want any kind of captions or a little explanation, anything like that. And Nadine, you had mentioned just having a whole page with just text on it. You can do that too. And here's an interesting question. Could I add specific flowers if I go into elements? Let's give that a try. Let's say I go in here and I look for tulips. Yep, I could do that. You can see here, if I wanted to add those in, I could do, let's try.
Can you specifically do calla lilies for me, please?
Can you tell me how to spell, is it C-A-L-L-A? I can't remember.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, yeah.
Go. Yes, there you
Okay.
go. Drop that right in there. And they've got several options here for you. So,
Okay.
one other thing I'll show you too while we're here. Say that I'm going to move this out of the way so it's a little clearer. Say I wanted to change the colors of this. This has that much flexibility. I can go in here and maybe I want to change the pink to yellow. I can go up here to new color and click on yellow. And within here, I could change that to yellow. I could change the leaves just by matching the color up here. I could change those to green. So plenty of flexibility there to play around with.
Can you put the flower behind the picture?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, these are great questions. So here, when I click on this, I can position it. So maybe I want to put it backward. If I click backward, it goes behind this picture. If I want it to go behind this picture, I would click it again. And now it's behind both of them. So there you go. So those are two great options for you. And as I said, there are plenty more. You can check out the different options on all of these sites as well. I see Joyce had her hand up.
Yes, I just want to ask, if you start doing this on your phone, you have to stay on your phone? Can your phone and your computer exist? Could it be transferred to a computer?
I believe so. If you have set up an account, and account is almost misleading because it makes it sound like it's something that you have to pay for right away. It's just recognizing your name and say maybe your email address or something like that. So as long as you've got the app on your phone and you're registered there, you can start it on your phone and then do it on your computer later and flow in pictures that are on your computer too. So it's sort of your space that you've signed up to work on. Yeah. Yeah. And I think Bruce had a question.
Yeah, just to echo what you said, when I take a picture on my phone, I transfer it into my computer and put it with my photos with the computer. We'll make a project, just put it into the project. Simple as that.
Yeah. That's another option too. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I have time for one more question and then I'll go ahead and wrap up. Claudia and then Leo. So go ahead, Claudia.
Scott, going back to photos, do you have to upload them one at a time, or can you upload the entire file of photos?
Let me test that out. Let's go in here and say that I've got, all right. I can go in here and I've never tried to upload just a folder on its own, although I've grabbed more than one photo at one time. But let's see, because you can drag and drop on this. Whoops. Oh, let me go back to my project. I lost it here. All right. No. Now I hit a wrong button and all right, here we go. So I could go in here and just hit uploads again, open this up and grab an entire folder and let's see if it will move over. No, it will not do the folder itself. But if I went in here and I say, just hit shift and clicked on several of these, I could carry those in and they would all upload. So yeah, you can do more at one than one at a time. And then Leola, and then I'll go ahead and wrap up. Leola, you had another question?
All right, I forgot I was on mute.
Okay.
I just ordered the Pro. So with the Pro, can I go? So I heard somebody ask about from your phone to your computer. Will that app come up on my phone so that I can use the phone and the computer to get my photos?
Yeah, all you would need to do is physically download the app to your phone.
Okay.
So if you go to the app store and just look for, say, Canva or Mixbook, you can do that. Yeah, if you sign up for a Pro on Canva, you can just download it from the, and it's available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will just wrap us up with some takeaways here. Most of these sites allow you to create the books, offering a variety of templates and layouts. And you can also create them completely from scratch. You can send them electronically, share them with others online to collaborate, and order printed copies in different sizes and in either hard or soft cover. So if you create a photo book and you're really excited about it, we always love to hear about it. You can let us know by dropping Liz on our marketing team an email. She's always looking for projects from our learners to showcase in our own social media outreach or also on our blog. You can share your experience on your own Facebook or Instagram feeds or whatever social media you're using. Our hashtag is #GetSetUp. Just to let you know about some related creative classes coming up, we have we have a series, I think, on creating from waste. This one is pegs and sticks. There's one on journaling with nature. And this one is just taking this last one is converting your music CDs to digital files. If you have a lot of CDs like I do, I have shelves worth. I could use this class myself. My next classes, I have one coming up in about an hour on Google Photos. This is part 2 of a package on storing your photos on Google on their own photo storage platform and then managing them. And in this class, I'll talk about how to search for photos you've got backed up and how a lot of that is done for you with some technology. And then tomorrow morning, I have a class on tips for better writing. If you're interested in just spiffing up your writing a little bit, that one's coming up too. So I'll be sending you these class notes. And in addition to the takeaways, you can, if you like this class, recommend it to a friend. You can do that via Facebook or on email. You'll get the link here to our full schedule, as well as a link to the feedback form where you can rate the class and me on a 5-point scale. And it defaults to 4, but you can lower it or raise it, however you felt about the class. Add any comments you want about what you liked or didn't like about the class. And also down here, you can also suggest other classes you would like to see us offer. And we really welcome that, because we are always looking for new ways to serve you, coming up with new classes that you would like.
Great job, Scott.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. You
Thanks,
can also
Scott.
click here to, if you register for a class, just click here and share it. Let somebody know, hey, and do that via Facebook or WhatsApp or email. If you want somebody to join the class with you, a friend or something. If you would like to host an interest group on Get Set Up, we welcome that. And we will help you set that up if you want to get together to talk about a shared hobby or a topic of interest. You can suggest a new class via email as well, and you can request a recording of the session, all by just emailing us at help@getsetup.io. So hope this was fun for you, and enjoyed spending the last hour with you. Some great questions, and I hope to see you all again soon.
I'll see you at
Bye.
11.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah, me
great.
too.
I'll see you at
Okay,
11.
take care, everybody.
All right.
All righty, bye-bye.